For more than 2 centuries, a quiet war has been waged not with weapons, but with words. For 236 years, people of African ancestry have been systematically renamed by those who held power over them. State authorities, colonial administrators, census takers wielded the authority to assign labels, creating a vocabulary that served their own interests. These names were never benign or neutral descriptors. They were instruments of power, carefully crafted tools of social engineering, designed to manage, to separate, to control. The act of naming was an assertion of dominance, a way to define a person's place in the world before they could define it for themselves. It was a strategy to preemptively dismantle unity and enforce a predetermined social order. This long history of imposed nomenclature reveals a fundamental truth about power structures. The power to name is the power to define reality. Each new term, each subtle shift in classification was a political act, a way for empires and states to organize subjects into manageable, often adversarial, groups. These labels became the architecture of a global caste system, creating walls where there were none and hierarchies where there should have been none. They were not designed to reflect the rich tapestry of human experience or the complex realities of individual lives. Instead, cold, bureaucratic tools to sort humans into categories of worth, privilege, access, serving the machinery of state control above all else. The sheer number of labels deployed over the centuries is staggering, with at least 35 distinct terms have been used in official and social contexts. This proliferation was not an accident. It was a tactic. By creating an ever-expanding lexicon of division, those in power kept people from finding common cause by magnifying minute differences. A person was not simply a person. They were a quadroon, a pardo, a moreno, a free person of color. Each label carried permissions and prohibitions, shaping destiny from birth and limiting horizons to assigned categories. Understanding this history is crucial to understanding the present. The legacy of these names persists, embedded in legal systems, social interactions, self-perceptions. They were designed to atomize communities, turn neighbor against neighbor, and prevent a cohesive global identity. These were not names for people. They were names for a system, the vocabulary of oppression, meant to maintain a deeply unequal world by ensuring the oppressed could not see themselves as one unified body. The struggle for a single unifying term today is a direct response to this deliberate history of division. 5. The limits of old labels. Why they fail on a global stage. The vast collection of historical labels, legal statuses, colonial fractions, regional names. Section 6. A unified future. Embracing Afro-descendant as a global identity. Out of this long and complicated history of naming a new term has emerged that meets the needs of a global people. Afro-descendant. The definition is simple, powerful, precise. An Afro-descendant is a person whose ancestors came from the original peoples of Africa. This term is not about skin color, nationality, or cultural practice. It is about ancestry, a direct and unbroken line to the African continent. It is neutral, non-hierarchical, and fact-based. It does not carry the historical weight of colonial oppression, nor does it attempt to quantify a person's heritage into fractions or shades. It simply states a historical and genealogical truth. The term Afro-descendant succeeds where all the old labels fail. It is legally legible and has already gained traction in international law and within organizations like the United Nations. It can be used in treaties and global census efforts and in diplomatic negotiations.